pounds to lose. I went over my budget. So today we're going to talk about present real conditionals. And we're going to do some exercises with it. It's kind of the if and when kind of statements. And we'll see how you do with it. Okay? I like volunteers, by the way, so you can volunteer at any time.
Okay.
Okay? So since you said yes, why don't you read the first couple sentences? If people,
Okay. If people are sick, they go to a doctor. But some people also use herbal remedies for basic health care.
so what did we say here? If people are sick, then what happens? They go to the doctor. So these are very simple if then, like if this occurs, then what happens? Okay?
Okay.
So why don't you read the next one? For example,
For example, if you are sleeping well, you can drink
chamomile. It's a tough word in English. Tea. So what was the if part? If what? If you aren't sleeping, right? If you aren't sleeping, these are really simple. If you aren't sleeping, then you can drink the tea. All my Chinese friends tell me no matter what I'm sick with, I have to have tea. They give me a different tea for everything I'm sick on. Right? Yeah, right. So why don't you read the next one? So if
you suffer from motion sickness, ginger settles your stomach.
all right. So this is a conditional. So the if part is
Suffer from motion sickness.
right. Then ginger settles your stomach. See, these get pretty easy. So let's try another one over here. So why don't you volunteer to read the next one?
When you have a cold, you can add garlic to your food.
You can add garlic to your food.
Garlic.
I love garlic.
What's garlic?
Garlic. Garlic is a seasoning. It's used a lot in Italian foods. Used in a lot of Chinese dishes as well. Garlic smells very strong. Very, very strong. Okay. So what was the if part here?
You have a cold.
When you have a cold. That's the conditional part. When you have a cold, then what happens? You could add garlic, right? So we changed the if portion to when. We changed it to when, okay? So who wants to read the next one? Make.
Lavender compress when you have a headache.
Okay, make a lavender compress when you have a headache. So is this an if or a when statement? When? Right. When you have a headache, right? You can make a lavender compress. Lavender is an herb for a lot of people.
Lavender is
An herb, like an herbal medicine. It's actually made from a flower. Okay? Right. So why don't you volunteer in the back to read the next one?
If you get a burn, try the juice of the
Aloe plant. Right. Okay. So the if part is if you get a burn, the conditional part is try the juice of the aloe plant.
what do you mean burn when you are too hot?
No, you get a burn like you get close to a flame or an oven, and it burns your hand. Okay. Right.
I use the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
juice.
A burn. Okay. So why don't you try the last one? But
Yeah.
so if you take herbs, then what? Tell your doctor. So there's another if and then. Okay? Some herbs may interfere with other medicines. So we use present real conditionals for general truths. Use simple present in both clauses. So let's take a look at this one, for example. If your body temperature is above 98.6, you have a fever. Okay? So the if clause is, if your body temperature is above 98.6, the result clause, you have a feature. Fever. Okay? Let's try the next one. If people get sick, they sometimes try herbs. They sometimes try herbs. By the way, herbs in the English language, they don't pronounce the H. It's a little tricky. It's just herb. Herb. It's a silent H. Herb. One of those that doesn't follow the rules again, right? That's why English is so challenging. So this is called present real conditionals. Herb. Herb would be, for example, a something you'd use as a drug or remedy, like aspirin or like Tylenol. It would be a remedy, but it's a natural remedy. It's called herb. My Chinese friends all go to herbalists, and they mix things up, and you put it in your tea again. Cook your tea and put the herbs in, and you drink it. Herb. I have a Chinese friend that has an herb for every cure, for every condition. Every condition, he has an herb for it. Conditional sentences have an if clause, condition, and a result clause. So we talked about if people get sick, they try what? Herbal remedies. Okay. Here's a picture of herbs. Yeah. They crush them up, put them with your tea, right? So we use real conditionals for habits and things that happen again and again. I'm feeling sick, I eat more garlic. Now you want to make sure that everyone else in your family is eating garlic at the same time, right? Right. So it's okay as long as everybody eats garlic, right? Every day. So the if clause is simple present or present progressive, right? If I'm feeling sick. The result clause is I eat more garlic, right? So let's look at the when instead of if. So instead of using the word if, we use when. You can often use when instead of if or if. If I have a sore throat, I take licorice root. By the way, this is also an herb. Okay? Licorice root. So now we could change the same phrase and replace the word if when I have a sore throat. I take licorice. Both mean the same thing. Okay? So one is present, when. Okay, other is conditional, if. Now the other day when I was in your class, your instructor was going through the use of modals. Remember what modals are? Modal verbs. Okay? So who wants to read the next one? Where's my volunteers today? Yes?
If you ain't sleeping well, you can drink
Chamomile. That's a tough word, chamomile. Yeah. So be careful with the pronunciation here. Aren't. Actually a combination of two words, are not. Aren't, right? Right? Chamomile. Challenging word, chamomile. Trust me, there's many that in the English language that are even much harder. So let's try the other one. If you get a burn, you might use aloe gel. Okay. If you get, you might. Okay. So let's combine each group of words to make a sentence with a conditional clause and a result clause. So we're going to combine the pieces we've just learned and put them together. So let me give you the first one, then I'll have you work on something.
Okay, so if you drink green tea, you will lower your blood sugar.
If you
If you drink green tea, you may lower your blood sugar.
Yeah, he said if you drink green tea, you may lower your blood sugar. Yes, that's excellent. Okay. How about if you use the word instead of if, when? How would it sound?
If
When you
lower your blood
Right, you could interchange if and when. Correct? If you drink green tea, you may lower your blood sugar. Or you could use when. Let's try this one. Take ginkgo, memory might improve. So what would be the in a sentence?